they talked to Dan Campbell going into the half, and Dan Campbell was like that meme where where the dog is sitting in the kitchen and the kitchen is on fire, and he was just like, everything's fine. We're gonna, get it together. Like you said, we've been in worse situations, but we just gotta go back out here and clean it up. And they came out there and did the exact same thing that they did in the first half.
But for me, my main disappointment in this whole fiasco today has got to be, and it's weird for me because I wasn't even gonna go here until I saw our offense, but it's got to be Johnny Morton, man. Like, what was he doing those play calls, dog? Marcus, what were your thoughts on the game, man?
I gotta agree with you. The play calling was uninspiring.
Gibbs.
Was uninspiring to say the least. It was. I'm with you. Everything we heard coming out of the holy grail of joint practices. And it's funny you say Gibbs because I thought about a lot of things during that game, and one of them, and to your credit, you said it was all essentially a smokescreen. But one of the things I kept hearing out of joint practices was or the videos we kept seeing was Gibbs out the backfield on that halfback wheel route going up the side. We didn't see that once. We didn't see any type of creativity in that whole game. The most creative play I think they ran off the top of my head was a reverse to JMO, and that's being generous.
Yeah, dog. The play calling was terrible, and it could be because I've heard people say that Goff didn't have that much time. I mean, yeah, but he didn't have a lot of time, but he had enough time to make a play. We weren't running the plays that we usually run. Where was St. Brown? I mean, if you have time to throw a short pass to Gibbs, and you have a time to find Saint, you have time to find a crossing route with JMO. I didn't see any of our crossing routes. I think JMO only got 3 targets. I think Saint got about right around 3 targets, maybe 4 at the most.
I got you right here, man. Saint, our leading receiver was Laporta. Saint got 6 targets, 4 catches for 45 yards. JMO had 5 targets for 4 catches and 23 yards.
And how many attempts and how many catches did Gibbs have?
Gibbs had, that's a good call. Gibbs had 10 targets, 10 catches, 10 targets, 10 catches for a whopping 31 yards.
You see what I'm saying, dog?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I didn't even peep like how many times they threw to Gibbs. I didn't even peep that.
Dog, every throw was it was either a Montgomery run, a Gibbs run, or a dump off to one of them. Like, dog, he just kept finding the running back. Like, he would be in the pocket looking around. For as much as they say he didn't have no time, he'd be in the pocket looking around, standing there, and then he would just throw a short pass to the running back. Like, dog, it would be like 3rd and 13, dog, and you throwing 7-yard passes to the running back.
He would throw 10 yards short of the sticks. He had to do it at least 3 times. If you would have told me going into this game that Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be our leading receiver and David Montgomery and St. Brown were going to be tied for the same amount of receptions, I would have told you was crazy.
That is crazy, dog. Like, dog. Is it me? Or did we just pay? Or did we just pay our our lead receiver. I mean, our second receiver yesterday. Did did we pay him? So
We did pay him, man, and that's why optically, I'm not telling Brad Holmes to make any decisions based on the reception or the criticism he's going to receive. You shouldn't live your life based on what other people are saying. I'm with that. I understand that, but at the same time, I do believe in optics. I do believe that you want to do things at the right time, just to avoid, especially in a job like that, you want to avoid uh essentially scoffing. I'll just say scoffing at perceived criticism that's coming your way. And to extend JMO before this game, like if I'm Brad Holmes and I know we're playing the such and such team, and their second cornerback is hurt, and their secondary is decimated. I mean, I understand it's a business, and you got to strike while the iron is hot, and the deal was done, so they went on and did it. I get that, but at the same time, man, like, I would prefer, if I know I'm playing a team where JMO is about to go off, that would have been a great time to sign JMO prior to the game, not this game where you come out here and your game plan was to run the ball all day long.
dog. If you pay him, why target him only 3 times, dog? like to your point, man. Their plan was to run the ball all day long, and I even heard Dan Campbell say right at halftime, to your point with the speech. He said right at halftime, we've been in worse situations before. We just got to stick to the game plan. But no, that was not the answer. You did not need to stick to the game plan, because guess what? When we was throwing the ball, we was moving the ball. And I'm not talking about the little screen passes we was throwing, or the little dump offs into the flats, or the dump offs to the running backs. When we threw the ball downfield to our actual receivers, we was moving the ball. But every time we came away from that, then we like, for instance, man, and then they stuck with it. Dog, they stuck with it so much, dog. I want to say, like, right in the middle of the fourth quarter, I want to say at that point it was a 6-21, or was it 17 to 3? Whatever it was, we was down 14 points. Goff had took the sack. It was the play where Goff had took the sack. It was almost a safety, but he fell out of the end zone. Now,
that was a drive.
yeah. Now, I understand you may want to run. In another situation, I would have ran. The smart thing to do is to run it. But it's almost the end of the third quarter. We're down 14 points. Why are we running? Why are we running the ball? Like, I don't get it, dog. Like, take a shot downfield, at least on second down. What the
hell? Here you go. In the fourth quarter, I don't have the timestamp, but in the fourth, oh yes, I do. And at the beginning of the fourth quarter, there it is. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, the quarter started off with Rashawn Gary sacking Jared Goff at the 1. The next play was a David Montgomery run up the middle for 1 yard, and then the play after that was a out of the shotgun handoff to David Montgomery up the middle for loss of 1 yard. Then he took a false start penalty, and then he punted.
dog? And then we punted. We punted the ball. Not only did we punt the ball, we punted the ball. Yeah, like you said, we got a false start. We had to repunt it, and then they ran it back 30 yards to get the ball on our 30.
So this is what I saw, man, and I want to preface this by saying that this is going to be an overreaction, because we waited all year for the start of the season, and now we here, and And so I'm gonna go ahead and overreact.
I'm not saying we not saying that the season is over or nothing like that, but we are mad at how we started out.
So this is what I'm saying going forward. Can it turn around? Yes, it can turn around. But me and you got in plenty of heated debates on how much of this was Dan Campbell and how much of this was Ben Johnson. And I felt that whenever things went wrong, I felt that Ben Johnson was unjustly criticized and took the whole weight of the blame of everything going wrong. And when everything went right, I felt like Dan Campbell got, I'm not gonna say unjust amount of credit, but I will say that I don't think people credited Ben Johnson enough. When he was here, he did get a lot of love, but I just felt that when things went wrong, he was often scapegoated. And I'm gonna be honest, man. We get to the defense eventually because I keep on calling him Lito Shepherd because Kelvin Shepherd falls into this as well. But at halftime, Dan Campbell, which was weird, why they talked to Dan Campbell when he's losing. I mean, they did come back and talk to Matt LaFleur, but they talked to Dan Campbell going into the half, and Dan Campbell was like that meme where the dog is sitting in the kitchen and the kitchen is on fire, and he was just like, everything's fine. We're gonna, get it together. Like you said, we've been in worse situations, but we just gotta go back out here and clean it up. And they came out there and did the exact same thing that they did in the first half. The only thing that changed was that for whatever reason, they said, hey, maybe we should put Isaac Tesla out. What harm could it do? And lo and behold, the one time you put him out there, you took a semi-deep shot because I don't really feel like Goff, other than that pass, threw the ball more than 10 yards the entire game. But you put Tesla out there and you threw it to him, and this dude goes up and makes a one-handed grab touchdown. And I'm just, it was a great play, and we'll cherish that moment as Lions fans. But dog, why in God's name is Tesla, playing in garbage time? And you got Khalif Raymond out there running. Oh man, I can't find the snap count, but Khalif Raymond, I swear Khalif Raymond was out there the whole game. And Khalif Raymond finished with 3 targets and 2 catches. But I felt like he was out there on damn near every snap that wasn't a running play.
No, no. You know what it was, dog? It made it seem like that because he wasn't throwing the ball to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Raymond had some of the biggest plays in the game because they weren't throwing the same. They threw the same the catches that Saint got, they got because they were in 3rd and long, and they needed somebody with dependable hands to get the first down. Then it's not like Saint went and got the first down for you. It's not like you went back to them. They went back to running again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I by no means, because I already know we probably gonna get a comment saying y'all don't want Jahmyr Gibbs to have the ball. No, I'm not saying that. I want Jahmyr to have the ball, but the whole premise of our team is we have so many weapons. You don't have to key in on one player. Hey, let's make it a surprise that Jahmyr getting the ball. The defense that I shouldn't know, you shouldn't know, the defense shouldn't know. Everybody in the stadium should know that Jahmyr is getting the ball. Like everybody knew Jahmyr was getting the ball because that's all we did all game long.
On offense, so the best way I could put it is what hurts me the most about this game was that literally every single thing that I thought was what I thought was a danger or what I thought could not go wrong, but everything that I thought that wasn't going to be beneficial to the Lions basically happened in that game. I thought, and some of it, if this continues to go down this path, it's going down the path of my worst fears. Speaking of Jahmyr Gibbs, I told you before the season that I thought Jahmyr Gibbs could be Offensive Player of the Year. And why did I think that? Because I thought that Johnny Morton was going to give Jahmyr Gibbs the ball over and over and over and over again. We did a pod where I said you almost want to get rid of David Montgomery because David Montgomery is kind of going to take a backseat to Gibbs because it's going to be the Gibbs show, and he's going to have the opportunity to be Offensive Player of the Year. But it's a double-sided, it's a double-edged sword because I said I don't know if Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be ready for that workload. And if that's the workload that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be getting this entire season, I'll be interested to see if he can stay healthy. The other thing, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Honestly, what I was going to say, man, is I don't know if that was the game plan, man. No, it felt like the game plan. It felt like the game plan because that was going on, but at the same time, man, it felt like. For all our motto and talk about grit, dog. We didn't feel like the gritty team out there. Like the broadcast said it perfectly. It felt like the roles were reversed. Mm-hmm. It felt like Green Bay was the gritty team, the dominant team, the physical team out there, and we were what Green Bay has been these past couple. We were out there getting pushed around and manhandled and moved around. And Goff, every time he dropped back, man, it's like anytime he saw Parsons, he just threw the ball. Like Parsons will be coming, but he wasn't even in danger. Like he was coming, but all he had to do was sidestep him. I mean, like the pressure was there. Not to say that the pressure wasn't there, but it wasn't imminent. Like he had time to throw the ball to get rid of the ball, and it's like he just dumped it off to the receiver immediately. Kind of reminiscent of early Goff when we used to talk about all he does is dump the ball off. He doesn't throw a field. That's what it felt like.
And you know why it felt like that? Because that brings me to fear number 2, which is this offensive line is the worst offense. This is the worst incarnation of this offensive line since Dan Campbell's first year in Detroit. And it's not to say that the offensive line was bad, which I held that belief all off season. That saying this is the worst rendition is not to say that it's bad. It's just to say that it's not elite like it's been the past 2 years. And that showed today because we could run the ball. We could run it. You need 3, 4, 5 yards. We could get that every freaking time. And then maybe that was John Morton's thinking. We'll just 4 or 5 yards them to death. But and in pass protection, you will have time to throw the ball. But bro, Jordan Love's pocket compared to Jared Goff's pocket was night and day. Jordan Love's pocket looked like Jared Goff's pocket from the last 2 seasons. Jordan Love had all the time in the world, and that's going to bring us to the third fear, which is the defense. But Jordan Love would have all day. I feel like he was pressured a little bit. Finally, in we talked about it, I think it was the third quarter, they finally put some pressure on him, forced him to throw an interception that ended up getting called back. But all that being said, this offensive line, man, is not elite. And what have we said? They want to double down on everything, and they did that thing, Jared Goff has the most passing yards and the most touchdown throws since 2022. And it's like, but he's still not getting his respect. And it's like, he's not getting his respect because of this. If he wants his respect, he's got to go out there and show the world that he can perform when everything is not in his favor.
Right. No, and we've been saying that all along, but whenever you criticize Goff, all the fans of Detroit want to be like, but no quarterback can play without a line. No quarterback can play without a line. But that's not what we're saying. That is not the point of the statement that Jared Goff needs a line in order to perform well. That's not like they're taking it and oversimplifying it. what we're saying is yes, every quarterback needs a line in order to function. Yeah, if you don't have a good line, then a quarterback typically performs well. But there are some quarterbacks that go out there and, in spite of them having a not a so elite line, or in spite of them not having a bad line, i.e. Joe Burrow, they go out and they make plays anyway. I know I'm not saying that Jared Goff has to be Joe Burrow, but what I'm saying is, but what we're saying is when the chips are down, there are quarterbacks that people want to compare Goff to, that when they don't have that line, or that line breaks down, they make amazing plays. And when that line breaks down around Goff, it's sometimes he can be cool, but there are moments where he panics and he'll throw 5 interceptions.
Yeah. And fear number 3 was and it wasn't even that big of it. This was the least of my fears. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I thought that with Kelvin Shepherd taking over as defensive coordinator, honestly, I thought the defense would not be any different, positively or negatively. And honestly, man, it wasn't. It really wasn't. If you told me that the Packers put up 27 points, I would tell you, okay, yeah, that's about right. That's probably average what they've averaged, these past 2 years against us, somewhere in the 20s. The only difference was we didn't put up any points. We didn't put up a touchdown till the game was over. And when you look at defense, I think the biggest thing right here, man, is this was the game right here. You look at QB hits, and Al-Quadin, my boy, Al-Quadin Muhammad had 1 QB hit, and Aiden Hutchinson had 1 QB hit, which is also interesting because those were also the only 2 players on the team that took snaps who didn't record 1 single tackle. Not good. The other thing is, on the flip side, the Green Bay Packers had 9 QB hits. Rashawn Gary had 3 hits. Devontae Wyatt had 3 hits. Micah Parsons had a hit. I mean, they was all over Goff, and surprisingly, he only got sacked 4 times. Which, if you told me Goff gets sacked 4 times, that's not a good recipe for anything. So the defense, man, the defense was not good at all. Not at all. The defense was not good today. They did a great job stopping the run. It was funny because they said that was Kelvin Shepherd's biggest concern, was stopping the run, and they did a fantastic job doing that, but they couldn't stop the pass. And Green Bay took their foot off the gas at the beginning of the second half for whatever reason, and the Lions still couldn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, man. So I think that the defense played awful, man. Like the defense was completely different, because I thought the defense was gonna come out firing on all syllables, man. Hutch was, as much as they were talking about in camp, Hutch is unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let him
hear about no damn Hutch rule.
We gotta let him go, because he just gets in there. Hutch was sitting there fighting with the tackle, man. He was sitting there fighting with the tackle, and you don't have time to fight with the tackle if you're trying to get to the quarterback. I mean, you literally only have 4 seconds to get to the quarterback.
And not to cut you off, but I'm not a Jordan Love fan. But that is one thing that Jordan Love does do well, is he gets the ball out quick. So yeah, to your point, if you over there fighting with the tackle, that ball gonna be gone.
Yeah. He over there fighting with the tackle, and meanwhile, nobody else is getting any pressure. Davenport, I didn't even hear his name called today.
Not once.
I didn't even hear his name called today.
They showed him. They put the camera on him at the end of the game, sitting on the bench with the sad face.
So so I agree with you in the sense that the defense was horrible today. I'm gonna disagree with you in the sense that it's the same defense, because the what stood out even more to me than the offensive line being, I mean, the defensive line being bad, because defensive line never gets any pressure on the quarterback. Like, that's a normal thing. But at least the DBs are running with the wide receivers. At least the DBs are there to challenge the wide receivers in spots to make to at least try to make a play on the ball. Today, what I saw was wide open receivers, like standing in the middle of our defense with nobody around them. Like, I didn't see a lion in sight, dog. Jordan Love was standing back there for days. And when he threw the ball on the other end, like on both ends of the spectrum, Jordan Love was standing back behind the line, going through his progressions. And then when he found somebody, he threw to the middle of the field of a guy standing in open space. Like, where were the defense? The only guy I saw out there running around, running with people was Terrion Arnold, and then he got hurt. The only and people want to get on Terrion for that touchdown, but I mean he got chipped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they drew that play up to get him off of that receiver. But other than that, who else was making plays? I mean, what Brian Branch was out there making plays, but Kirby was a ghost out there. DJ Reed was a disappointment, man. The two times that I did see him was him getting caught on. Like, the receiver was catching a ball on him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because I'm like, who was number 4? And I'm like, oh, that's Reed. He out there looking like a backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was going on with the secondary, dog? Like, I disagree that the defense looks the same, because to me the defense looked worse. So
Detroit